طيب ممكن أقيسه؟
ممكن تقيسينه. في نهاية الممر في دورة مياه للنساء. وسي عليك ممكن نضيق.
شكرا.
I try to be respectful of the culture. I try to tell a story and maintain my voice as empowering women, but I tell it softly. I'm not a person who is like a radical or something like that, and I don't try to clash with the culture. I try to tell an intimate story and bring people and hopefully change their perspective on film, and they see film puts a human face on the culture rather than like expose it.
شو رايك في الفستان؟ تهجين بيعجب ابوك؟
As the first female director from Saudi Arabia, does that make you a hero at home or a pariah, or does that depend on who you speak to?
Both. Both. I think a lot of people feel like it is very important for women to take now, and the Saudi Arabia is opening up and changing, and there's so many people who are pro women's rights, and they want to see things happen and change, and there are some people who are very conservative, and they think women taking professions of that type, it threatens the values and all that. And for me, I sympathize with that, and I understand that change is such a painful process, and people need to take time to change on their own pace and not to be forced to adapt into a new lifestyle without really believing it. And for me, it is exciting now that to see Saudi Arabia is changing. There's so many things happening, especially when it comes to women. Very small, but still it's steady and changes the mindset and how people think.
وجدة، وين غطوتك؟
بأشي سيكل عشان سابق عبد الله.
وبعدين إذا ركبتي سيكل ما تقدرين تحملين ولا تجيبين عيال.
Sometimes women, when they are in a director's position, are not only on film or when in a supervision kind of decision, they want to assert themselves by being aggressive and having their voice heard and steal kind of But for me, I feel it's very important not to go that approach, and it's just get your work done and by engaging people and giving them space to be. And sometimes they will question. It's all right. We will live up with that. But yeah.
Sometimes though you had to call the shots from inside a van in some neighborhoods.
Yes. When we go outside, the country is segregated, and men and women are not expected to work in public together. So I had to be in a van and with a monitor and a walkie-talkie, and I tell everybody what to do and what not to do, a screaming on the phone most of the time. And it was difficult. It's frustrating to be confined in a small space where everybody's outside. And then it is exciting just to be part of what's happening in Saudi now. It's just changing. It's a moving society, and for me to just be part of it, it's all right, in the van or outside the van. I think the most important thing is that I was able to make a film, and an authentic film, and it's the first film entirely shot in Saudi. It's an amazing thing, and it makes everything else yeah.
تحسبين انك تقدرين تسوي اللي تبينه وما حد يدري عنه؟ طيب ايش رايك زوجك؟
ما يضحك.
There are a lot of films coming from the Middle East that complains about the situation, and for me, it's done. We know how it is difficult and how things are in the Middle East, but the next step is to change it and change it on a personal level and move away from it is bad situations, how we can be happy, how can we achieve a dream, how we have confidence in ourselves to move ahead.